This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, a popular wildlife center is working to find a new home.
The Wildlife Center of Venice needs to relocate to a better facility to better serve the community. ABC7's Christopher Bradley has more from Venice.
The new property isn't far away. Actually, it's right next door.
We've grown this big impossibly. We've done it without the tools to do it.
Kevin Barton is the co-founder and executive director of the Wildlife Center. Each year they take in roughly 4,500 sick and injured animals, fix them up, and release them.
We actually have grown to have the biggest infrastructure dedicated to rehabilitation and rescue animals of any of our colleagues in the Tri-County area.
They began a campaign to purchase the property that they're currently on. However, that deal fell through, and so now they want to find a different piece of property that they can own. They don't, however, have a specific move-out date.
We get, probably anywhere from 25 to 40 calls a day. So, in our real busy season. And so we're constantly bringing animals in, and I can't imagine what this community would do without us.
While Barton and the Wildlife Center do have a lot going for them, aviaries, a pond for birds, a hospital, the list of their have-nots is actually longer.
We don't have a front door entrance. We don't have a presentable area like a welcome center. We don't have a zoo or a nature center to help with donations.
A zoo and welcome center would help with the business end of things, but it's the house on the new property that has really caught the eye of Barton.
We've done everything we can do with the few rooms in this house, and we knew we've needed an expansion for quite some time.
The new property may solve those big issues while also providing some financial security. However, it is not coming cheap. This new property is $375,000. They need $115,000 as a down payment. So far, they have about $40,000 of that.
A Charlotte County woman is behind bars for drug possession. The woman was driving on Marlimpia Way this afternoon when a sheriff's deputy saw her enter a parking lot. After checking her license, the sheriff's office says Rachel Gibbs tried to get into her vehicle and then refused to listen to deputies requesting her to stay outside of the car. She was arrested for driving on a suspended license, and deputies found bags containing crystal meth inside. She's charged with possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia.
Tropical storm Emily hit the west coast of Florida Monday morning, surprising many. But in northwest Bradenton, the tornado took some residents by surprise, leaving behind plenty of damage. One Bradenton resident has been through this before. His home weather station recording wind gusts up to 73 miles per hour. He says he's lucky, though, that he got through it unharmed.
We're very fortunate. If the wind had been 90 degrees off and had gone on over there, it would have probably destroyed the house.
The county and private companies will spend about a week or two cleaning up all of this damage, especially when you have a tree that large. Trying to remove that is quite a challenge.
It sure is. All right, let's get a check on our weather and more details on that tornado with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
That's right. Right here is the specific area that the tornado moved on through. The National Weather Service confirming this now at 2 o'clock this afternoon. A survey team went out there. It was about 100 yards wide, and it stayed on the ground for about 1.3 miles. Top winds were at 80 miles an hour, and we are looking pretty good at that as far as the distance goes. 1.3 miles. That's on the ground fairly long. And again, we are anticipating showers and storms moving on through. Now, that tornado, again, the video of it showing some damage there. We had trees down. This is at the Orban's Nursery, and you can see that that barn, which had been there for 40 years, moved on through. And Marty Orban, the owner, said he's never experienced winds like this, and he's been there. Again, he's a native of this area, and you can see some of the damage that moved on through. This was just shortly after that EF0 tornado moved on through, ripping the roof off there and downing numerous trees throughout that region. So again, it was a small tornado, but that's what happens when these storms move and make landfall. Specifically on the right-hand side, you can get numerous tornadoes, small ones. It's hard to determine and see them because it's usually rain-wrapped with the actual center of the storm or near one of the big feeder bands into the storm. Well, as far as Emily is concerned, it's out here. It's getting sheared apart. as it makes its way to the northeast. Although there's still some deep convection developing every once in a while, top winds remain at 35, and the National Hurricane Center suspects it'll stay as a tropical depression over the next 5 days. For us, though, the remnants of the frontal boundary is still active out there in the Gulf of Mexico, so we can expect showers and storms through this evening, some of that fairly heavy at times, into South Sarasota right now, stretching northward. We'll have more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The back-to-school shopping lists are out as the first day of school now less than 2 weeks away for Suncoast students. Studies show parents are spending an average of $700 per child on supplies this year. The problem on the Suncoast is more than half of students' families can't afford school lunches in both Manatee and Sarasota counties, let alone hundreds of dollars in school supplies. That's why several community partners are now holding school supply drives. The goal is to make sure every student has the tools they need for school. The Tiny Hands Foundation is hosting one of them.
The truth is that in our community, about 1 out of 5 children are growing up in poverty. And for some families, particularly, sometimes single-parent families with multiple children, back-to-school expenses are expenses that, they really can't afford. And as a result, the children often go without the basic tools that they need to succeed in the classrooms.
You can find a full list of school supply drives happening in Manatee and Sarasota counties on our website. Just go to mysuncoast.com and look for this story. And here's another way to save money on back-to-school supplies. This year's tax-free holiday in Florida runs this Friday through Sunday. You can save a lot of money by shopping this weekend. Manatee County students' first day of school is next Thursday, August 10th, and Sarasota County students go back to class on Monday, August 14th.
The Florida Department of Highway Safety is reminding drivers to focus on child safety while out on Florida roads. Reports more than 134,000 children were victims of car crashes in Florida last year, and 161 of them died. That is a 32% increase in deaths since 2014. The department says drivers should make sure children are using proper car seats and seat belts, drive safely around school zones and buses, and watch out for bicycles and pedestrians. Students at New College of Florida are receiving a rounded education, and they have a lot of control over their academic choices. That's according to the Princeton Review. The four-year college is among the 15% of American schools recognized in the review's new College Guidebook. It is based on interviews and surveys with students from almost 400 schools across the country. Earlier this year, the review named New College as one of 50 schools that, quote, launch careers by going beyond the classroom.
And just about every year, it also gets ranked as one of the best buys.
Right, affordable.
Yep. Still to come in your Suncoast News, recognizing Sarasota for its history and culture.
Now, one district is getting ready for some very big changes. That's coming up next.
Students on the Suncoast are heading back to school, and we want to make sure local kids have the supplies they need to succeed. If you'd like to donate, or if you're a family in need, join us here at the Boys and Girls Club of Sarasota this Saturday at 10 o'clock for the Back to School Backpack Brigade. ABC7 is teaming up with the Tiny Hands Foundation to fill hundreds of backpacks with supplies for local children in need. For more information on how you can help, go to tinyhandsfoundation.org/backpack-brigade.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Efforts to preserve the history of one of Sarasota's oldest communities continues.
The Rosemary District is undergoing a big transformation lately, but as ABC7's Bobeth Yates shows us, one developer is not just tearing down and rebuilding. Bobeth?
Well, the Rosemary District was established in 1886, and some of the buildings from that era still remain. But the resident group, a major player in redeveloping the community, is taking steps to make sure the buildings are around for a long time. The 3 cottages built in the late 1800s were picked up, placed on trucks, and moved from the Rosemary District to the Bayou Oaks community. The resident group bought the land where the cottages sat and decided, instead of bulldozing over the homes to make way for new condos, they would instead move the historic homes to another area where they can be repurposed. The 3 cottages will be renovated to meet current codes and turned into residential homes.
The people that live there were important to us. The integrity of what we're doing in the Rosemary District and the building of the community is important, that every bit of it gets saved for another day. So we think in the big picture that keeping these older, beautiful homes with history was a way better way to go.
In addition to moving the cottages, the developer also helped relocate the people that were calling them homes. No word yet on when the renovations will be complete. Back to you.
Thank you, Bobeth. And Bob will be right back after this with your forecast.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Summer break is just about over. It's time to go back to school. And Suncoast View is helping you get your kids ready.
From school supplies and products to the latest fashion, we're bringing in the experts to help your kids get back in the books with style.
Join us for Back to School Week, all this week at 4 on Suncoast View.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Totally different day today.
Yeah, but the rain is coming back.
Right.
Yeah, showers and storms right now moving in across parts of South Sarasota County and into Charlotte County and even into Manatee in just a little bit. And we talked it earlier at the top of the news there about the tornado that moved through Bradenton yesterday, northwest Bradenton. A lot of people wondering, was there actually a tornado in their area? It was a small one. It was only 1.3 miles on the ground, 100 yards wide, so as wide as a football field, that made its way through as Emily moved on shore. Now, those are the kind of tornadoes, if you're going to have a tornado, that we like. An EF0, the weakest of them all. But it was a strong EF0 with winds at 80 miles an hour. And typically, they're not on the ground that long. It's not like the ones in Texas or Kansas or Oklahoma that can stay on the ground for sometimes over 100 miles. And they can be a quarter mile wide. This one, 100 yards. That's about the same size, by the way, as far as width goes, of the Siesta Key tornado that moved on through a couple of years ago. Now, Van Wezel webcam showing the clouds around, the showers and storms moving on, and it looks as though things are moistening up a bit as we start to see more showers and storms developing out here in the Gulf of Mexico on the old trough of low pressure now out there in the Gulf. Confirmed tornado in northwest Bradenton. Storms move through this evening, and then again on Wednesday, more storms are in the forecast as a result of that, again, frontal boundary, old frontal boundary hanging out there. Well, the storm itself that moved through Manatee County in northwest Bradenton had winds at 80 miles an hour. It started at 10:55. It was on the ground for 1.3 miles. These are all statistics brought to you by the National Weather Service, who kind of watched it and did the damage report and assessment this afternoon and found it was consistent with a very small tornado. Well, and don't see anything out there right now. In fact, these showers and storms are weakening as they make their way onshore. The rain is moderate to heavy right now into inland areas, but Port Charlotte getting some rain, Northport along I-75, the heaviest storm northwest of Arcadia. Venice, Nokomis stretching up toward Osprey. We're getting some shower activity. There are the storms already starting to approach now. Cortez and into Bayshore Gardens. Bayshore Gardens rainfall yesterday with the system over 4.5 inches. So ground is saturated. The additional rainfall will cause some problems with some localized street flooding. The heaviest storms by far inland right now. But there's more out there. In the Gulf of Mexico, you can see another area, a patch of showers and storms off there into the Gulf, over 150 miles west of the Suncoast. That dry air has been around today. That was the reason why we saw a lot of sunshine earlier. But that is fading away now as moisture starts to grab hold again of the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. The heat index at 93, the actual temperature 86. We were a little bit below average today due to the increased cloud cover. Southwest winds are at 11. The pressure is rising. That's a good sign. The high today was 88. 73 was the morning low. 101, the record high set back in 1972. Doing pretty good on the rainfall totals thus far. 91 in Orlando, 77 now in Miami, 10 degrees warmer in Key West. The forecast tomorrow calling for showers and storms at most any time during the day. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s. And here's the RPM forecast model suggesting the showers around even in the morning hours, and some of them could be moderate to heavy at times as we continue to see that frontal boundary remain rather active. For boaters, Winds will be west to southwest at 10 knots. Seas will be running right around 2 feet with a light chop out there. Winds and seas higher near those isolated storms off in the Gulf. Water temperature 89 and the UV index will be an 8. We'll see some peaks of the sunshine tomorrow. High tide upcoming 10:50. A low tide will be at 2:53. And the forecast, showers and storms, partly cloudy, warm 78. And some of those showers, again, could produce some locally heavy rain at times. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 70% chance for storms, a high of 89. The extended forecast, less of a chance on Friday, and then basically back to scattered afternoon and evening storms over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Historic seedlings on display now at Selby Botanical Gardens. A new College of Florida professor collected seeds which survived the Hiroshima bombings during World War II. Manuel Lopez traveled to Japan last year through a program called Green Legacy Hiroshima. The seeds were once housed in a Japanese Buddhist temple that was removed by the government to be melted for munitions during the World War II. Now, he contacted Selby Gardens earlier this year and has since germinated the seeds of 3 types of trees.
When they come to the Selby Gardens and they look at these trees, they just take a moment to think about the devastation of something like the atomic bomb, but they also can consider the resilience of nature.
The tree seedlings may have many years to grow, but will be displayed temporarily at Selby Gardens throughout this month. Veterans, by the way, can visit Selby for free this Sunday. Here's Linda Carson.
Coming up, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman who used her near tragedy to help others.
Tonight, the revolving door at the White House. President Trump's new chief of staff taking charge. Can he quiet the turmoil inside the West Wing? Will other key members be forced out? This is where America turns for answers. World News Tonight with David Muir.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Robin Roberts on ABC's Good Morning America always says, let your mess be your message.
ABC7's Linda Carson introduces us to an amazing young Suncoast woman who used her brush with death to help others.
Stephanie Schutz has always loved the outdoor lifestyle and been involved in fitness ever since high school.
I went to teach spin class and I taught all of these fitness classes. I was basically an aerobics instructor.
Then she studied radiology and became an x-ray technician.
I worked in a trauma center, so there was a lot of exciting things happening.
And that's where she met her husband.
He was the trauma doctor and I was taking the x-rays, and that was how we met at work.
They married and had a child.
I was always training for triathlons. I started when I was 18. Training for triathlons. My biggest goal was to do an Ironman competition, which is the 140.6 miles.
Then while training with her sister, her life changed.
I was running in front of her and she said, "You have something on the back of your leg. I think you have a bug on you." And I touched it and I said, "Oh, wow, that's weird. It's a mole."
She went to a dermatologist and discovered she had melanoma. She was just 25 years old.
What a lot of people don't know about melanoma is that it's the #1 cancer killer for women my age.
She had immediate surgery.
I had to get a wide excision on the back of my right thigh, lymph nodes removed from my groin area.
It was stage 2 melanoma. That was 4 years ago, but she lives with the fear that it will return.
The thing about melanoma is that it'll come back in places like the liver or the lungs or the brain, which are not high survival rates.
But she's determined to live her life. She and her husband had a second child, and she trains for triathlons. And when she couldn't find clothing that offered full protection from the sun, she created something herself, a line she calls Try Serena Apparel.
Everything in the performance section is SPF 50. We just launched a full coverage suit, so we have something for it. You can use it for cycling, for running. This is SPF 50, it's all cooling material.
The melanoma taught her that life is fragile and gave her a mission.
To educate people and let them know that this will kill you. It's not just you get it scraped off of your skin and you go about your day. It's not, oh, that's just skin cancer. It takes lives, many lives every year.
To learn more about Stephanie's story and to find out how you can get these amazing products, go to tryserena.com. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda.
Great idea to cover up like that.
Yes, with the SPF
active.
50 clothing, it's a wonderful invention. Yeah.
Some rain tonight?
Yeah, showers right now and more developing in the Gulf of Mexico, so kind of a rainy forecast.
Thanks. Well, news tonight is next.